Hey everybody! Welcome to Destiny Has No Secrets, a L5R podcast about everything Legend of the Five Rings and everything in Rakugan. Today we are going to be talking about the Way of the Lion article, and then we're going to be covering some of the dragon fiction that we received this last week. So, as you probably have noticed, we kind of ended up skipping a week. We had some fiascos and life issues, but we're here, back on track, and ready to go. So, with that being said, there's some couple of updates. We're still looking into syndication, alternative syndication for our audio podcast. So I'm going to trying to work out the iTunes thing, which so I can syndicate us on iTunes. And but until then, you have two putting. I'm posting. I'm only able to post two audio episodes at a time onto the SoundCloud that we have. So you'll be able to catch the last week or two of our audio content. But at some point we will be able to have the full archive. So if you want to go back and listen, then go ahead and do so. And we're also still taking emails. You want to email us at L5RDestinyCast@gmail.com and the only gingerjesus@gmail.com for your why a new player should choose your clan, whatever clan. So far, I think we've received what clans have we received, Ginger?
We've received a really good crab submission. Really like it. We received 2 crane submissions.
Mm-hmm.
I believe a dragon and, if memory serves correct, a lion.
Okay.
But I could be wrong about that last one. So, I will be choosing those submissions. I will be choosing the submission I like the best for each clan at the end of this week. So by Friday, I'll be picking my submission. So if you have a submission and you just haven't sent it in yet, or you've been thinking about it, now's the time. The waiting is over. If Friday I don't have a submission for each clan, I will write one. And you do not want me writing them for some of those clans. I will do my best. But I would really rather have the fans of those clans giving me their knowledge.
Okay, so that's Friday, just because when this gets posted, so Friday, June 30th?
Friday, June 30th.
All right. So, yeah, make sure to get those in so we can post those and hopefully get some people into each of those clans. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
People, because I think some people are still on the fence, especially people coming in from the old game, or people coming in who haven't played the old game. So,
I mean, if you played the old game and you want to sell your clan, that's amazing. If you didn't play the old game but you played the roleplay game and you want to sell the clan that way, feel free. If you want to sell me the clan using nothing but flavor, this is what the clan is like, this is why I like the clan, hey, that's even excellent. What I do not want is somebody selling me the clan based entirely on, well, no, that's a lie. I don't care how you sell me the clan. Sell me the clan.
there you go. All right, so covering this in order, we have the Way of the Lion article, which came out not this week, but the week before last, or last week, and which they talked about the themes and showed us some of the cards. I think we've pretty much seen most of the card pool at this point. I'll be covering, just like I did with the crane, a card review of each card. So don't expect us to cover each card that in this article, but we'll be definitely going over some. So the article is actually a little bit more succinct than the crane one. They have two primary. They break it up into two primary themes. They show us a province one of the province cards, and then they show us the clan champion. So the first theme, though, is strength in numbers, and they give us a couple cards here. They show us staging ground again, which is the +1, the holding that gives you +1 province strength. It has an action. Choose up to 2 face down cards in your provinces. Turn those chosen cards face up. They also they give us the obstinate recruit, which is the fake cost personality, 2 military skill, 0 political, 0 glory. If an opponent has more honorable, discard that character. And the last one that I thought was really interesting was the strength in numbers, because it was a really interesting event. It's a 1 fake cost event. It says action: while you are attacking player, choose a defending character with glory X or lower. Move that character home. X is equal to the number of attacking characters. So, the entire theme kind of seems to reside around swarminess and, of course, aggression, which is typical of the lion. And but they also kind of seem to be tapping into this ability to flood the board, or flip over their dynasty, the dynasty cards in their province, to be able to bring out more guys in a turn, or at least have more options. So, what do you?
That doesn't sound as nice to me as it sounds when you first look at it. Honestly, I mean, let's say my opponent's a lion player and he has flipped over all of his provinces.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know where I'm attacking. You only have 7 fate a turn. You can't bring them all out.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's gonna be definitely a decision point, right? Fate management, I think, especially with the lion, is going to be more about like choosing. Right now, one of the biggest one of the biggest questions is how much fate do you put on a personality? Because most of these personalities only really cost like 1 or 2, maybe at the highest 3 on the average, right?
Yeah.
So really, it's the extra fate that bites into that 7 fate that you receive a turn. So I think Lion is going to be about like bringing guys out and maybe not putting that fate on them, because they'll be able to accrue fate in other ways. And we do have a card here that shows us that. And we also, in the first preview article, they showed us, well, they had I can't remember the name of it was like a lion personality. It was a 1/1 lion personality that basically stays in play. That can't be removed from play if it has no fate on it, or can't have fate removed from it if you're 5 or higher honor than your opponent.
Hmm.
Right. So
Oh, so they've gotten around the whole fate mechanic.
well, I think that there's conditional. I think they were really playing with the fate mechanic, just like you could expect. I think other clans will probably be able to do like Dragon, like where they can manipulate the actual currency of fate. Whereas Lion has conditions that maybe keep them in play from time to time. But more or less, I think they're going to be spending less on their personalities as they bring them out. Like with this obstinate recruit, he's free. He's a free
Hmm.
character essentially for 2 military skill for nothing. And but if your opponent ever goes higher in honor, because it's a conditional effect. So if it ever happens any point in the game that your opponent goes higher and he's in play, then he'll immediately be discarded.
So
So,
in other words, if he's playing against a crab or anything that isn't a crane or a phoenix, he's just going to stick around the entire game.
well, that's not necessarily true either. I don't think. Right? I would say that keeps Lion from having to draw just massive amounts of cards. Because I remember your concern, whereas like gaining this honor is just going to give you more ability to draw. Right?
Yeah.
And I think that acts as a check, really. That making those conditions, you know, that if you don't really want to go below honor, by drawing cards, to get more card advantage from your fate deck, because your power is really in your dynasty board presence. So you want to maintain that honored, those honored conditions. You want to be sure you're drawing less as opposed to more. Because I really feel like people like Crab kind of have that are gonna have different types of board advantage to keep that in check. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to have a Crab, a Crab player have card advantage because I have a feeling they're going to have higher quality people because this guy's cheap, but he's only 2 military skill. He has no actions on him.
What's his
Yeah,
glory?
0.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can honor him all you want. It's not going to matter.
Yeah, I mean they do have guys with 1 or 2. Akoto Gunso, for instance, is a 2 glory. He's a 2 fate cost, 2 military skill, 1 political. Bushi. He has pride. After this character wins a conflict, honor it. After the character loses a conflict, dishonor it. And reaction: after this character enters play from a province, refill the province face up. So it's like much like staging ground. You're able to flip those dynasty provinces. But the action itself really doesn't have any effect on your opponent. It's just your military skill and your
Yeah.
political skill. I actually think this guy's more worth it because of his political. But yeah, so uh, overall, I think flooding the board can be dangerous to balance. Making the Swarmy faction, they don't want to make those personalities too good, But I don't think they've really given him anything super proactive here, like super, like I'm gonna bow this guy, or I mean they have a couple personalities like that, but not too many, not as many as even in the Crane, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I'll see what happens when I play against a Lion Clan player.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
At this point, I mean, it's still just academic. It's not going to matter until you put deck against deck.
Yeah. There are some games for some people who want to check out maybe what the game might look like in actual practice, because most of the rules are known. These guys have put together um, a tabletop simulator with the card promos, all the card pool, because and they have a Lion versus Crane game. That's pretty interesting. It's an Imperial Visor podcast has put that together.
Yeah,
I would.
I did.
Hmm?
I tried to sit through it.
Yeah.
Watching people play a card game has never been enjoyable for me,
Oh yeah.
even if it's a card game I love.
It's a little like watching paint dry sometimes.
Yeah.
No,
I
I
mean,
get
the
that.
biggest problem is that the guys playing it were still trying to figure out a lot of the rules because they were still working off an incomplete rule book.
Yeah.
And I remember watching the video, and if you haven't seen the video, go check it out. It's a good video, but be aware that you're watching people try to figure out what they're doing as well, and it can be kind of painful at the beginning as you kind of like, okay, get on to the action, guys, get on to the action. Instead, the guys playing are talking about rules
Yeah.
because well, you need to know them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Once the rule book actually finally does drop, I mean, and the world is known, even then people are going to be figuring it out for months. Right. So like that's one of the things that I think a Swarm and Lion, when they first come out of the box, might be initially super strong because everybody's like, oh, okay, well, I'll just bring out guys and that wins. But as soon as somebody figures out the nuances of the game, it takes months to do that, right? You have to really figure out the nuances of the strategies and develop really a high level strategies, right? Once people do that, Lion may actually see a little bit of weakness because, like I said, most of their guys here, other than maintaining their board presence or bringing things back, which we'll get into here in a second, they really don't seem to be super proactive. So
I will say one thing about Lion. They are a really great clan for new players, aggressive new players. If you're a new player to any game and you like being aggressive, a Lion is a good deck to start with.
yeah, and this seems like it's pretty much in that tradition. So far, we haven't seen too many cards that are overly. I don't think any of the cards really have been overly complex. Like, they've been pretty straightforward. I like the design that they've been giving all the different, even Crane, right?
Well, to be fair, we haven't seen the three most complex clans yet.
True, true. We haven't seen. Oh, is it we had Dragon, Scorpion, and Phoenix, right?
Oh yeah, Dragon, Scorpion, Phoenix.
Yeah.
I was playing with a guy up in Fairbanks who loved the Phoenix, and his
Mhm.
biggest complaint with the Phoenix was too many moving parts.
Yeah, that was always the problem. I think they'll still be kind of like that, to be honest.
Lion have never had that problem.
I think Scorpion's probably going to be the most difficult to play. Like, even though it
Even though
has,
Scorpion seems to be one of those bandwagon clans. Like everybody wants to play the bad guy, and Scorpion is like the only option.
it's like Dark
So
Jedi
for
or
those
something.
people who want to play the bad guy, but then they're going to discover very quickly that unless you are an incredibly savvy player, you're going to get rolled quite often.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes a lot of skill playing Scorpion decks, and I think that will also continue to be the case. I don't know. Like, I'm afraid that if they're too easy to play, if they're too easy to play, they're going to be very scary. Because Dishonor in this game seems to be a pretty powerful mechanic. Like, because it
I
not only.
wouldn't I wouldn't mind them being easier because they were always really difficult. Being a new player and wanting to play Scorpion was a really big, really tough learning curve.
Mhm. Well, that and they had more rares than anything else. Like, because that
Yeah.
was the collectible thing, the aspect of the game. Like, I found that when I went to go make a Scorpion deck, because I wanted to play Scorpion because nobody in our meta played Scorpion, and I wanted to play against them. I wanted to be able to beat them in tournaments, so I was like, sure, I'll start playing Scorpion. And rares were a huge issue with them. All the clans for the decks were rare cards, so it was a little difficult to collect for
Not
them.
not a problem anymore.
Yeah, that's a great thing. That's one good thing. So, all right, going on to their second um, theme here, we have Brave Warriors, which is basically them being aggressive. I mean, let's kind of put simply, and they give us some cards. They give us For the Greater Glory, one fake cost event conflict card that says reaction after you break a province during a military conflict. Take one fate on each participating Bushi character you control, or place one fate on each participating Bushi character you control. Um, so again, a conditional fate economy, which I like. I
Hmm.
like the fact that you have to do something in order to get that economy card. Right? It's not just like you draw the card, take 3 fate. I do like that. They have to actually break the province, right? Which is obviously not going to be terribly difficult for them to do, but still can be an issue, right? Your opponent can deny you that fate. So, and they also give us Sashimono. So in the old game there was a card called Rallying Cry, right, which didn't, and then they later made it Spearhead, which basically didn't allow your guys to be, or didn't bow your guys after combat, so you can keep
Yeah, I
movement for
remember it.
defense.
I
Yeah.
remember hating it.
So now it's a 2 cost attachment, or at least this is the first version of this effect we've seen. A 2 cost fake cost attachment item banner attaches to a Bushi character you control. Attached character does not bow as a result of conflict resolution during military conflicts. So it's basically a more permanent version of Spearhead that from the old game, to use old game terms. But in this game, I think it will play a different role because even though you still need guys for defense, you're gonna want to get as many attacks in. So with those um, with those political characters, if the characters have political skill, like that's actually pretty cool because you can slap that on a guy who has reasonable political skill and then attack with him on your second attack. So, what do you think about
Yeah,
that?
I think it's nice. I think it's nice that it's an attachment now instead of an event.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I love
it's
the.
not a surprise. It sticks around longer, but it's no longer a surprise. Like I, as the defending player, can see that coming and then plan accordingly. It's not something my opponent played
Mm-hmm.
last minute, and now I've got to completely regroup my strategy. It allows me to know ahead of time what's coming, what's going on. It's going to stick around for a few more turns. It's going to happen a couple more times, but it works for me.
Yeah. I think one of the more interesting cards that they showed us, and really kind of one of the themes along with that was the Kitsu Spirit Caller. Well, they show us two. They show us an attachment, and they show us the personality. So they have the attachment, which is Guardian of the Ancestors. It's a 1 fate cost attachment, +1 military skill, +1 political skill. Condition: play this attachment from your conflict discard pile. So it's basically an attachment that sticks around. It's also 1 influence, so it's completely splashable. And Kitsu Spirit Caller, which is a 3 fate cost lion personality, 1 military skill, 3 political skill, 2 glory, Shikenja water traded, and as action during a conflict, bow this character, choose a character in one of your discard piles, put that character into play during the conflict. If that character is still in play at the end of the conflict, return to the bottom of the deck. So, recursion.
Ow!
Yeah. They're giving Lion.
Ow!
Yeah.
It doesn't say pay for that guy again.
Well, he's only into for the conflict, the 1 conflict. So I'd imagine.
Still, I mean, if last turn you had to discard a Kodo Toturi, and this guy comes out into play, and you bring him in and bow him, and next thing you know, I got to face Toturi again.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal, isn't it?
Yeah.
I really.
Even if it's 1 turn.
Yeah. But he also needs to be bowed to do that, so you can bow him. There are things.
Then you can unbow him. There's ways to unbow him, sure.
Oh yeah, there are definitely, but that's also like the decision point, right? I like the fact that they're giving the Kitsu a better mechanic to frame up their spirit, their ancestor, like better theme within the mechanics, right? Because I didn't like the Kitsu deck that made all the personalities. That was basically just breeder light from the old game. Where they made, thousands of thousands of these spirit ancestor personalities. I like the fact that they're actually giving them something that's still pretty potent. Obviously, I don't like the attachment. I think the attachment's garbage. It's just a +1/+1, and it takes a fate slot for a fate. Yeah, it comes back, but why do I want garbage to come back? Right. That's my thoughts on it. +1 political skill is probably the only benefit off of that, I think. But I like this idea of being able to recur personalities even for a temporary time, right? Being a part of the Kitsu. I think that's a great piece of their pie. So, picking up where we left off. So we just got done finished with the. Let me pull back here. All right, so yeah, Kitsu recursion. I think it's a good thing, good mechanic, piece of the pie for them to have. As far as the effects and everything like that. Was there anything that you wanted to add before we moved on to the clan champ?
No, I'm good there. I haven't seen the clan champion yet.
Oh, you haven't?
No, it's been kind of a week for me.
Oh, wow. All right. So I'm gonna blow your mind here.
Oh dear Lord, no.
All right. First, I'm gonna talk about the province, though, because I actually think the province is really good. The Art of War. It's a 3 strength province and has interrupt. When this province is broken, draw 3 cards.
Huh.
I know, right? So even if you attack Lion and you get away with it, you're not really getting away with it. Because I imagine 3 cards is going to be pretty potent, right? Like that's a lot of cards in this game. So far
it's 3 honor.
Oh yeah, that's 3 honor. You could potentially bid. So far we've only seen game effects that have been 1 card at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and even that conditionally. This for a province card is really good. Really good. Yeah. I love the art.
Unless you save it for the 4th one.
Yeah, this probably won't go onto the
Hey, you save it for the last of the beat.
Yeah.
Even then you can completely ignore it. Well, no, because you don't see what they are until after you've attacked.
Yeah. That's when they get revealed. But you can not break it at that point too.
Yeah.
You can do things to prevent it.
Well,
But
if you don't break it, isn't there consequence for not breaking a province?
I'm not sure. That has been hinted at. Not defending and not breaking provinces. We still don't know if there's any consequences for that. We've been told that there's consequences for not defending,
Hmm.
though. So I would assume
I
that
think you lose an
maybe,
honor.
yeah. Well, we shall see how this really shakes out. But still, I think that's a really powerful effect for tempo. Because
Hmm.
sometimes you don't get your draw, the proper draws. You just don't start that quickly. Um, yeah, I think this is good, good stuff. Okay, so Akoto Toturi, the clan champion. Me. All right, so he is a unique five fake cost
Oh
character.
dear.
Yeah,
Well, of course.
6
Same
military
as the last
skill.
champion.
Yeah, 6 military skill. Three political skill. 3 glory. Bushi champion reaction after you claim a ring during a military conflict in which this character is participating, resolve that ring's effect. He's the opposite
All right,
of
so
Hotoru.
hello. So we're looking at an honored Toturi having a military skill of 9 and a political skill of 6.
Yeah, if he's honored.
With if he's honored, with which why wouldn't he be? You're lying. Honor him. With really, I'll just take this ring now. Thank you. Ow!
Yeah.
Ow! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it with fire!
I was a little disappointed though. Like I'll say that, not because of the power roll. He's certainly a powerful card, and I'm glad that he's not over powerful. If that makes any sense, because I don't think he's overpowered. But
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed that he didn't have a little bit more uniquer effect. He's just literally the opposite of Hotoru. That's like, I don't
What was
know,
her What was her ability again? I don't remember.
same ability but for political conflicts. So
Oh.
she has 3 political, 3 military, 6 political, 3 glory, and she said after you claim a ring in a political conflict, resolve that ring's effect.
Well, I hate to say it, but them being the complete opposite makes perfect sense considering their clans. The
Yeah.
crab and the unicorn. I can't even say my clans properly. The lion and the crane are best known for being each other's opposite,
Mm-hmm. And enemies.
which
The feud.
means and enemies, which means that particular theme. Yeah, it's kind of lazy writing. I'm not gonna lie, but it's not so lazy. Makes sense.
Yeah. I just
Yeah,
wanted
it's lazy writing.
I wanted a unique effect. I wanted something awesome, like something awesome, unique, and mind blowing. But
Hmm.
that was just me. Other than that, I think he's really good. He's super good. He's got
You know, it
everything
would
I think.
be
Hmm?
it would be a great effect for him
What?
if he was a rallying cry.
Oh, he himself. That I
He
think that.
himself.
Oh my God. I think that'd be a little
That
too strong.
well, that would be perfect for him though. Any samurai that join him in a battle, if the province is broken, they do not
Mhm.
bow.
We don't know if they're
They have
gonna.
to win.
We don't know if they're gonna produce experienced versions of these characters too. So,
Yeah.
and they've done it in Game of Thrones. They've printed, updated where updated versions of characters um, in Game of Thrones. So I mean, I don't really see any reason why they wouldn't. So maybe later on that would be an effect that he has in his pool. For a core set, I guess
Yeah.
it's fine. He's pretty much he's on a good level. I think that's the best thing I like about him is that he's not overpowered. He's not weak sauce. You know what I mean? You still have to watch yourself when you get around that 20 honor mark though, because he can
Mhm.
definitely swing him over because you're gonna be able to gain what 4 honor by winning the air ring twice, right? Or but that's also you can deny the air ring from your opponent in order. for him not to receive that. But yeah, I think he's good. He's good. So, well, honestly, overall, I think the lion is a little like I'm super excited to have my cards now. I can look at them and
I'm starting to think, what if they do that with all the champions? All the champions affect a ring doing what they do best. Like the complete opposite of the lion would be crab, where their Hitakasada can immediately affect a ring can immediately affect Kasada when he's defending a province in a military victory.
Oh yeah, when he's defending a province, he can trigger an air ring or a ring twice or something. Or
I mean, the unicorn one could be when you move your champion from one battle to another, you can immediately, I mean, I think that might just be the theme with the champions at this point.
Is this the
epitome? I mean, we've only seen 2, so I'm working on. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm working on incomplete data. We've only seen 2, but it's kind of an interesting idea.
I think once we start seeing the 3rd or 4th champions, we'll have a pretty good picture of where their design perspective is with the champion characters or the big high cost, characters. I think it's great that they put this symmetry in there, especially with the high honor clans, because now you have pretty much a definitive picture of what the end game, not definitive, but you have a good picture of what the end game is going to look like for an honor clan because of their abilities, because of what we know off the rings, and what we could see that they can do.
Yeah.
So we have a stronger picture of how honor is going to be played, and on both the lion and the crane, both of the 2 highest honor clans, typically. Although lion's not typically the honor runner, but they do use like a switchy sort of style. So yeah, I like it. Good stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So moving on.
And perfect segue even, because thanks to reading the new Dragon Clan fiction, it's now strongly hinted that the Dragon Clan champion is still in fact a kami.
Yes.
Which means I want to know what his card is going to say.
I know, right? Like how powerful are kami going to be? I think he'll probably end up being like him and Kasada will probably end up being the strongest champions, I think. Right, out of the bunch.
Like if there's an unclaimed ring, claim it.
Yeah, that could be one of the interesting things because he's supposed to see the future.
Just because.
Yeah. So we got the new dragon fiction.
It's a curse.
Yeah. So we got the new dragon fiction. What is the?
Which I loved.
I know. I really liked this one. It was really good. It wasn't like super. Oh my god! Like epic. Amazing. Lots of stuff going on like the lion was, and it wasn't very nuanced. Like very internal or emotional. I felt that the crane one was. This one was very. I think I like this one because it gives us a picture of the world a little better. Lets us know what's going on. But
I had zero gripes. None.
No gripes.
No gripes about this story. I think it was small enough to keep for a new reader to be interested in the world. I thought it was large enough for us older fans to notice things. I felt it was well written. I cared about the characters. It made me care about the Dragon Clan more because they introduced new problems for the Dragon Clan that the old game didn't have.
Yeah,
The idea of them not breeding enough children.
The population.
I thought that was
issues.
just the population issues. I thought was very interesting. Otherwise, it was a good story.
Yeah, I thought it was excellent.
I read it twice. I couldn't find anything I didn't like.
I do have a couple little gripes, but like more or less, I agree with you. I really like the they show the dichotomy between the Miramoto and the Togashi, right? How little the Miramoto really interact with the Togashi, even just because of the unfamiliarity there. I really love the fact that they started giving us some new these new tidbits of new storyline with the population, the birth problems that they have, and they even they go into the Shinsei sect, this rogue Shinsei sect, which it was immediately as soon as they had it in the preview, right, for the article with the dragon or what's going on with the dragon, the little summary paragraph. I thought was
Hmm.
immediately like that was what drew my attention. It's like, oh, there's a rogue, like food occultist or something. You know what I mean? Like, so I really like the fact that they kind of gave us a little bit of that. I love the fact that they show the
Well,
relationships also with other clans.
the problem with the Dragon Clan, and this has always been my biggest issue with the Dragon Clan, is the Dragon Clan. It's very hard to have external enemies with the Dragon Clan. They just don't interact with the rest of the Empire enough for other clans to hate or like them.
Hmm.
They can like or dislike. There can be feelings, there can be issues, but never anything big enough to create a full-scale issue with.
Yeah.
So every time the Dragon Clan have had a storyline that matters to the card game, it's almost always internally.
Hmm.
And this is a great internal storyline for them. It's that the peasants believe they can enter the karmic wheel without having to do any work,
Yeah.
which is very, very. Can you imagine being someone who spent their entire life studying and working hard to take the next step on the karmic wheel, and Mr. Joe Schmo over here is like, well, I can't do that because I'm busy growing your food, so I'm going to take the easy route. Well, no, you're stuck doing it the hard way too. Well, I can't do it the hard way. I'm a peasant. Well, that's not my fault. So I can understand why the peasants are doing it because they don't have time to study the Tao Shinsei. They don't have time to devote their lives. They have to
Hmm.
grow food, or you kill them.
Well, I think it's great because it does two things. Like you said, it shows us the importance of hierarchy, even in the clan that you would probably presume would have the least structure, right,
Hmm.
internally. So it shows us that the importance of hierarchy in Rokugani society. But it also shows us like how dangerous this idea is of sort of like a pseudo equality. Even if it's in a belief structure like a proto like Jesus type character or whatever, like the Shinsei will deliver you, or Buddha or whatever you want to use.
Yeah.
Um, but this idea that like yeah, you don't have to work for it, right? That's a dangerous idea, and there's just even the like conversation that the Masahigi or yeah, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Masahigi overhears is just like alarming to him. Just like the small little, it's not even like a real conversation. It's just like some mutterings, that he's walking by. He's like, oh my god, it's this close. It's like, like this disease. I think it's excellent. Excellent. And I'm really excited for it. And I also think it's great that they kind of gave us a little bit of even though they didn't reveal much, it was like a prophecy. I like the fact that they gave us a reveal of an external crisis, not like a Shadowlands crisis, but like an external crisis. The fact that is going to be
They
this
never
sort of
said external.
well,
I read coup.
yeah.
When I saw that bit of the story, I read coup.
Oh, you think it was the
I'm like,
coup?
I think it's the coup. That's the last time Oto Sanucci had that big of an issue this early in the storyline. Granted, when the game first came out, all that was backstory, and we're starting pre that
Yeah.
point in the storyline. So the question is, are they bringing us the coup? And if they are, will it be the Scorpion Clan again?
Yeah, I think that they will do a coup.
Because I would
Um,
love to see a Crab Clan coup.
I actually don't think it's going to be really any clan is going to share the sole brunt of the blame for this. I think it might be a little bit more nuanced than that, perhaps. I mean, I think it'd be great if there's one clan that I would like to see do a coup, it would be Crane, because you just expect it.
No, you
Like,
don't.
yeah, you do.
Why? The crane have no reason.
Because they're the bastions of civilization. They're the ones who uphold civilization, right? No,
Well,
it's
yes, the crane uphold the empire. They don't rule the empire. They hold the empire up.
yeah. I think it'd be great if
You
the
can't hold yourself up.
yeah.
You have to hold up the empire. It's what they do. I don't see the crane ever doing that. I see the scorpion doing it, I see the crab doing it, and I see the unicorn doing it. Those are the only three clans I see ever actually doing a coup. But only because the crane, the lion, and the phoenix all have a very exalted place in the empire. They have no reason to gripe.
They have a vested interest in the system.
Yeah, they have vested interest in the system. They are high status. The crane couldn't afford a coup now, anyways, because of the last monsoon destroying their crops.
Maybe be
I
like a
don't.
maybe be a Dragon Clan coup. Hey, you never know. Yukuni could do anything. He gets random prophecies that he acts upon, right? Regardless, because that's what we see here. We see him like, okay, he's gonna make it. The Miyamoto Masahige is like, we got all these problems. This is what I think we need to do because I'm the guy who actually runs the place.
Hmm.
Right? And Yakuni's like, yeah, no, I got some visions. We're cool. Let's just go attack somebody or move our military out. you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, well, that's nice, dude. You know? Visions. Visions. You know.
I
So,
mean, I mean, without the coup, are we gonna get Toturi the Black?
I don't know. Maybe we
Me-
won't see a I think that would be I think it's a definite part of the not just the Elf Legend of the Five Rings, sort of genre. What made it great was the idea of the Ronin army, but I think the it's definite in the sort of cultural literary sense. A part of the genre is to have the like the 47 Ronin type thing.
Hmm.
So I would be surprised if they didn't add something like that in. Because it definitely is a part of the genre. So, and it's what people think of a lot of times when they know anything about it anyway. So,
Yeah.
I had a couple gripes though. I didn't like Hitomi, but that's just because
Well, who does?
I fucking hate that character.
I
I used to love that character. That's what makes me.
have I have I told you who my favorite character in the entire Crab Clan fiction is?
Who's that? Yukuni, right?
Yakumo.
Oh,
Hide
Yakumo.
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 So yeah, no, I don't like Hitomi.
Yeah. I used to love Hitomi. That's the problem. I loved Hitomi as a character. I thought she was awesome. But then after a certain point, it's just like, dude, you have too much screen time. Get out of here. Why do you keep on giving Hitomi more screen? Oh, now she's the moon. Cool. And then, oh, now she's coming back. Oh, yay. Now she's doing some more dumb shit. It's like, really? Just that character
I
has had
don't I don't
enough
I
time.
don't understand where all of her screen time came from in the storyline. She must have been somebody's favorite character in the storyline team.
Or, yeah, she had a lot of, she just got a lot of love. I think a lot of people liked the Yakumo Hitomi storyline. So as a consequence, they had to develop both characters because they developed Yakumo as much too. They did as much with him as they did with her. You know, um, him getting
Yes, they did.
him getting trapped in the Haruma Castle or whatever, and all that stuff. That's great stuff. But yeah, I did like. I mean, yeah, they're gonna have
And
her. I
then
expect it, but
and then he became the leader of the Naga.
I just hope that they I don't want. I don't know. Like I know she's gonna be there. She's gonna get screen time again because people love her and they should. She was a great character. She is a great character. But I just think that I'm just tired of seeing her. It's like of all the characters I didn't really look forward to coming back was her. Um,
Mhm.
that's one. And then I don't really like. I don't think the author really gave us a good sense of Yokuni. Like they tried to like be mystical and mysterious, but what they ended up doing was basically just not describing Yukuni very well, I feel. Um,
I mean, that's kind of the description we always get of Yakuni, though. What does he look like? Nobody remembers.
yeah, it's just like it's more than like it seems like almost like there's like this huge amount of detail and description about all the stuff that's going on, about the peasants, about the travel up there, about the high house, the House of Highlight or whatever it is. Right, and the walking in, the waiting a day, or the place where the little mini castle where everybody waits, and they go in and they see all the monks, the tattoos and things, right? And then they get up to Yukuni. Oh, he's a dude in armor. That's literally what they do here, or what she does here. So that's the way I felt. I would like to see a little bit more attention to the big dude, especially since everybody's wondering. But I love the story, though. It's really, really good.
I don't care about Yukuni. I don't. He's never been interesting to me. Hitomi is interesting. Daryu is interesting. Some of the Isazume, they're interesting. But Yukuni, he's just a dude who sits in his castle, and every now and then he says something cryptic, and he's always been like that. He's a boring character. He always has been.
He reminds me of what is it?
No one said just because you're in charge, you have to be interesting.
Yeah, it's true. Anyway, yeah, I didn't have a. I like the story. I did. They also had the. I also had one little complaint about the lack of exposition for new players, but I think that that's something that they'll respond to over time because they probably wrote all these around the same time. So I don't expect any changes to that.
I'm taking these as what they are. They're fan service to old players.
Yeah. Well, this one was less
Because
so.
have you noticed how many characters they dropped in it though?
Oh yeah, yeah. They're definitely name dropping people.
Yeah. Yeah, they name dropped like you wouldn't believe. It was like a rap video.
Well, yeah. They didn't really seem to do that as much here though, because they really only see Masahiki, Hitomi,
Now,
Mitsu.
I'm saying that as a fan of rap. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, someone's watching this going, you don't know what you're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Thank you.
Did they mention
All right,
Mitsu?
back to
Because they
this.
talked about the Phoenix a little bit. I'm trying to see if because they didn't name drop nearly as much as they did in the other ones.
They did not name drop anybody from outside their own clan, but we met like 4 Isazume. We met they mentioned Isazume we never met. We met everybody in the riding party. We met Hetman. We met a lot of characters, and they did it well, but it was still a lot of name dropping.
Yeah.
It was a lot of people. And had I not read through it a couple times, I think I missed a couple of the first read through.
Yeah, I still need to do my like second and third read through. I did a really good I took my time with it the first time around because I've started doing that with these reviews. But yeah, I still need to read it a second time. I have it saved on my computer though, so I'm going to be doing that. Cuz I want
Yeah, I got them saved, and I'm going to be printing them out as soon as I get some more ink.
What I want to do is I want to kind of annotate some things if they I want to go through and annotate them at some point because in case we they have some so we could figure things out like little hints that they give us about something without any description like they did today with the prophecy, which is a big hint, but that kind of stuff. I like doing that kind of
So
stuff.
we can start making fan theory videos.
Yes. Yes, fan theory video, like conspiracy.
God, I hate fan theories.
I
Every time I watch a fan theory, I'm like, that's a nice thought.
well, now you're gonna be one of those people.
No. No. I say what I hope. I hope we're watching the coming coup. I hope we're not getting introduced to a foreign power. I'm hoping the story stays internal. I'm counting the Shadowlands as internal because it's part of the culture.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it's, but no, no theories, just hopes.
Yeah, so far the only thing I think I want to see at this point is the Colette. I want to see how they're going to do the Colette. I mean, this Shinsei sect could be related to that to some degree because it is kind of like the Colette were about breaking down the hierarchy of everything. Um, but yeah.
As a Yasuki player, I
Mm.
hate the Kolot.
Well, of course you have to.
I hate the Kolot. I've never liked them.
What are you talking about,
No,
dude?
Yasuki, you're riddled with Kolot.
They got entire family of my clan like banished. All right, I want to hear it. Like one entire, like they could like completely obliterated the Shinjo. Like, right?
Your clan, I thought you were Lion.
I am a lion, but they also got rid of the Akodo, right? Because
No, they did. No, Akodo Toturi got rid of the Akodo when he sat in the Emperor's chair.
yeah, and then like the only one that was left over was Akodo Kage. He was the only one that wasn't dishonored because they dishonored
And he
his
was the
entire
only
family.
one that was actually Kolot.
Yeah. Well, no, it was Matsuhiro was.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. The ones who were Kolot were fine.
Yeah. All right, so I think that covers everything. We're kind of degenerating into like old, like
Yeah, we are.
beardiness. We're
We
going
are.
into beardiness here.
I hate the Kolot. I hate the Kolot. If you are a fan of the Kolot, I hate you too.
Mhm. Any final thoughts? Any
What can
final
I say?
thoughts?
I like the hierarchy as it is. I like everybody's job. I like what everybody does. It's a fiction. And as a fictional world, in a fictional world where gods exist, let them have their thing.
Any final thoughts before we go?
Okay, so I like the dragon fiction. I liked how it was nice, and whoever wrote that fiction needs to write more of them. It was a very well done job. Um, I'm really looking forward to the other clan fictions, and I'm really looking forward to the other clan champions now, just because I really want to see what their theme is there. Curious how they're going to do tattooed monks
Yeah,
in the
that's it.
card game.
I imagine they're probably going to do them as attachments as far as the mechanics of it, which would make sense. You can only attach to a tattooed guy and then it has this effect.
Hmm.
I would that would probably be the one way I would do it. Like that would be the most straightforward way, and it makes sense too. I mean, because attachments are generic; they're not just in items and things like that. They're a little broader in the sense they could be spells, they could be followers, they can be clothing items. So I think that them lumping all those things into one category, they could fit the tattoos in there pretty well. So.
Yeah. I'm curious what they're gonna do with the tattoos, especially.
I want to know who the
Um,
dragon's going to attack. Because they're moving. They're moving.
I think they're just preparing. I think they're just preparing to defend the Imperial City against whatever's coming, which means it's probably not the. If it is the coup, they're going to play it different because in the original coup, the Scorpion Clan daimyo went to the crab for permission. Well, sorry, went to the dragon for permission.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Hmm. Well, different future means different responses to the future.
Yep.
So.
Got to remember it's a brand new story and different people are writing it.
I hope we start seeing more of that too. I like that they did that a little bit in this, and I hope that it continues. So, all right. Well, I think that's pretty much sums it up for the episode. Thank you guys for tuning in, and remember that we have a Discord. You'll find the links. Email us. Make sure to get those emails in for sell us your pitches to your clan by June
June
30th.
30th.
And just keep an eye out for us on iTunes. So I think that the process takes a little bit. It takes we have enough episodes to qualify, but we need to have like images and things like that, and then they have to approve it. And I have no idea how long that takes. But from what I understand, it doesn't take that long. It takes a week or two. So, and yeah, I apologize for the sort of last 2 weeks once again, of all the fiasco and stuff like that. But if there's nothing else, so long, see ya.
Nothing else.
Definitely want
Be
to
good to yourselves out there. Be good to yourselves out there.
Bye-bye.
Bye.